Hey dude, are you really ready to face yourself? I mean, seriously, how many times have they doubted you, laughed at your grind? How many nights did you lie awake thinking, why me? And here you are, still standing, still burning, still ready to explode. Listen up. This video isn't for the faint-hearted. Nope. It's for the ones who got pushed aside. The ones who were underestimated. The ones who felt that fire inside, screaming to break free. Yeah, I see you. The ones who fight quietly, but think violently, always plotting, always rising. And I promise you, if you watch this till the end, you're going to see the truth no one dares to tell you. You'll feel the rage, the power, the raw energy coursing through every word. You'll start questioning everything you've been taught and rewriting your own rules. Welcome to our channel, Darkness Throne. Drop a comment right now if you're ready. Don't just sit there. I want to hear your fire, your scars, your hunger, your rise. This is a tribute to you. Yes, you. The ones who endure, who survive, the ones who refuse to bow, who turn every hit into a weapon. So buckle up, lean in, open your mind, and let's go, all the way. Because by the time this ends, you won't just be motivated. You'll feel like a storm, like a force, like someone they'll never predict. And trust me, the world won't see it coming, but you'll already know. You felt the pressure long before anyone noticed. It crept into your life like a slow shadow, whispering what others refuse to admit. Not weakness, not defeat, just weight. The kind that shapes instead of shattering. And while they waited to see you crack, you learned to breathe inside the tension. You learned to stand still while everything around you shook. That stillness, that was your training. They never saw the calm inside you growing sharper by the day. They never saw how each trial became a chisel against your old self. They watched for tears, expecting you to fold, but tears weren't your language. Your language was endurance, quiet, focused, unbroken by noise. And as the world pushed you down, you learned to grip your own thoughts tighter. You learned to turn pressure into clarity, slowly, deliberately. Every moment, you carried what others dropped. You built a different mind, one that doesn't beg for ease, one that doesn't run from discomfort. You realized storms don't scare you when you've learned to live in their center. Because the noise outside means nothing when the stillness inside is carved in steel. And that steel became your anchor, your compass, your unseen advantage. It made you someone the world can't predict, only witness. But here's the twist. They never counted on. You didn't just survive that storm. You studied it. You learned its rhythm, its pressure, its intent. And slowly you stopped fearing the next strike. You started seeing the storm as familiar territory, where you think clearer, a territory where you rise while others freeze. Now when challenges crash over you, you don't flinch. You pause, you observe. You turn chaos into strategy. That quiet center inside you, it became a place of planning, where fear breaks apart and focus forms something sharper, where doubts lose their grip because you've stood in harder places, where you realize you've already endured storms stronger than today. So here you stand, forged where most crumble, built in moments no one applauded, shaped by pressures no one understood. Your strength isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't seek praise. It hums beneath the surface, steady, patient, ready. And soon, they will see the power of someone who learned to rise in silence. They thought they could hear you, thought they knew your rhythm, your pulse, your limits, but they couldn't. Silence has its own language, a language that screams in the ears of those who underestimate it. While they shouted, gestured, and performed, you observed, you measured, you waited. Every laugh they threw, every sneer, you cataloged it, stored it, sharpened it. Their noise was weak. Your silence, terrifying. You didn't need to fight. Not yet. You let them stumble over themselves. Let them feel the edges of their own insecurity. They wanted a reaction. They craved chaos. You offered calm, cold, still, a mirror they weren't ready to face. And in that reflection, they saw something they couldn't define, something darker than their own understanding. Something that whispered, watch, watch closely. You're next. Every ignored insult became a weapon, every slight a blueprint. While they prattled on about dominance, you learned that true force doesn't announce itself. It waits, it observes, it strikes quietly. But when it lands, it leaves a scar they'll remember forever. That scar isn't just pain, it's comprehension, a lesson in humility they didn't know they needed. You became a storm wrapped in stillness, a danger hidden in plain sight. And oh, how they underestimated you, how they leaned on their noise like a shield. Every boast they made bounced off your inner walls, leaving no mark. Every attempt to provoke, to intimidate, faltered. You learned that most people fear the unknown, not the attack, not the chaos, the quiet that precedes it. That quiet is a promise, and you are living proof. You realized power doesn't need applause. Validation is for the shallow. Strength whispers in corners, smiles in shadows, and waits for the perfect moment to unravel. And when that moment comes, it doesn't roar. It doesn't negotiate. It consumes. You've seen it, you've felt it, and now you own it. So walk among them. Listen, observe. Keep your silence. Let their noise fill the space with their own weaknesses. Smile when they think you are passive. Laugh softly when they assume they know your mind, because they don't. Not yet. And when they finally realize, it will be too late. You are not what they expected. You are the truth they tried to ignore. Pain came, not like a visitor, not like a warning. It came like a blade, unannounced, slicing through everything you thought was safe. But you didn't crumble. You didn't run. You felt it. Deep. Every cut, every sting, every bruise mapped itself onto your mind. And then you let it teach you. Pain became the edge that carved away the soft parts, the hesitation, the fear. You realized suffering isn't a curse, it's a tool, a teacher with no mercy but endless lessons. It demanded attention. It forced clarity. It whispered the truths everyone else was too afraid to hear. And in that whisper you found something intoxicating. Control. Not over them, not over the world, over yourself, your reactions, your strength, your chaos. Every scar, every wound, every sleepless night became a blueprint for precision. You learned where weakness hides, how it moves, how it screams for attention. And you didn't just avoid it, you hunted it down yourself. You filed it, sharpened it, folded it into the parts of you that can endure, can strike, can dominate silently. And while others complained, begged, or blamed, you did nothing. You waited. You watched. Every falter around you became fuel. Every breakdown, every mistake, every poorly chosen word revealed what power really looks like. Not in their hands, not in their noise, in yours. Quiet, sharp, dangerous, ready. You began to smile when pain appeared. Not because it pleased you, not because it was fair, but because you recognized the pattern, the process, the inevitable forging of someone stronger than everyone who ever doubted them. Pain didn't just touch you, it built you. Layer by layer, cut by cut, until the edges of your mind glinted sharper than anyone around you could imagine. Now, when adversity approaches, you don't flinch. You lean in, you measure it, you let it file away the last bits of hesitation. Every challenge is no longer a threat but a workshop, a place to sharpen intent, a place to mold the parts of you that will command attention without begging for it. Pain stopped being an enemy, it became a partner, a silent, relentless collaborator in your rise. And they will never see it coming. They will watch, confused, frustrated, powerless, because you were never broken. You were refined, shaped by the storm, by the fire, by the cuts no one else could endure. Every ounce of pain fed the edge you carry now. Every scar became a weapon. Every wound became a promise. And that promise whispers quietly in the shadows. You are sharper. You are ready. You are legend in the making. They waited for the moment your knees would buckle. They circled like predators, licking their teeth at your missteps. Every eye on you was a wager, a bet on your failure. And you smiled. Quiet, hidden, because they had no idea that collapse had been studied, analyzed, planned for. Every potential breakdown mapped, every reaction predicted, every weakness cataloged. You became the architect of your own resilience. You learned that chaos is only dangerous when you react blindly. You turned it into numbers, angles, probability. Every insult, every attempt to destabilize you became data. And in that data you found patterns, predictable patterns. That's when the shift happened. You stopped being prey. You became a strategist, a silent observer, waiting for the perfect moment to act, and act decisively. While they thought they were molding you with pressure, you were molding yourself. Stronger, sharper, calculated. You learned to wait in discomfort, to let emotions simmer without spilling, to let doubt circle you, but never bite. And when the moment demanded it, you struck with precision. Not chaos, not desperation. Perfect timing. Every move a message. Every pause a weapon. And they never noticed it. Not at first. They mistook patience for fear, silence for submission. Every laugh they offered at your expense only fed the edge beneath your calm. Every sneer became fuel for the calculations no one else could see. By the time they realized you were not just surviving, but thriving. it was too late. You had already rewritten the rules. You discovered that true mastery isn't loud. It's invisible. It's watching, thinking, predicting. It's holding the storm in your hands without spilling a drop. You calculated everything. Your anger, your reaction, your energy. You learned when to let it flare and when to let it simmer. Every misstep of theirs became an opportunity. Every mistake a weapon you never touched until it mattered most. And so when the world expected collapse, you presented control, precision, a silent threat wrapped in calm. They thought they had leverage. They thought they had advantage. They didn't. You learned the ultimate truth. The mind that waits, calculates, dominates. And in that domination, you found freedom. Freedom sharper than chaos, heavier than noise, more terrifying than any shout. Rage came at you like a storm, wild and loud, trying to claim the throne of your mind. It screamed for release, demanded chaos, begged for destruction. Most people let it take over, let it burn their hands, their thoughts, their lives, but not you. You saw it coming. You felt its heat. And instead of surrendering, you captured it, folded it, taught it manners. You made it kneel. You realized rage is a tool, a weapon, but one that cuts both ways if left untamed. You learned to hold it, to measure it, to feed it only what mattered. Let it rise in controlled bursts, sharp and precise, like fire forged in steel, not the foolish blaze that burns everything to ash. That was for amateurs. You wielded it. You didn't serve it. Every insult, every betrayal, every shove and glare became fuel for the discipline you were cultivating. Others used anger to react. You used it to anticipate, to sharpen thought, to carve the path others couldn't see. While they exploded, you stayed still. While they faltered, you calculated. And every time rage knocked at your door, you opened it, just enough to remind it who was in charge. The world doesn't teach you this. They tell you to forgive, to let go, to stay calm. They call it maturity. You call it weakness. Rage is energy. Rage is power. But only the one who controls it survives. Only the one who kneels it, molds it, harnesses it, can rise above the chaos others drown in. You became that one. And oh, the satisfaction of it. The delicious clarity of not being a slave to the fire. Watching the world spin, wild and messy, while you glide through it, controlled, precise, lethal in calmness. That's the kind of mastery no one sees coming. That's the kind of power that whispers and stuns at the same time. So now, rage waits for you. It doesn't rule. It doesn't scream. It bows. And when the time is right, it strikes, exactly when you need it. Every strike calculated, every moment sharpened by the very fire others feared. And in that silence after the storm, you stand taller, sharper, ready, because rage has learned who owns it. So here we are. You made it to the edge, and guess what? You're still standing. You felt the fire, the chaos, the raw energy, and you didn't flinch. That right there, that's proof. Proof that you're built different. Proof that you're sharper, stronger, and hungrier than most dare to be. Remember this. No one gave you permission to rise. No one handed you power. You carved it. You earned it. You walked through storms that would have crushed everyone else. And now, you're walking out with the scars, the edge, and the strength to own it all. Don't let anyone ever tell you who you are. You define it yourself, always. You, the ones grinding quietly. The ones underestimated. The ones who stare the world in the face and refuse to bow. Drop a comment right now and tell me, what's the fire that keeps you moving? What's the rage, the hunger, the fuel you refuse to hide? Let me see it. Let the world see it. If this video hit you, if it shook something deep inside, smash that like, share it with someone who needs this wake-up call, and make sure you're subscribed for the next one, because the journey doesn't stop here, and you're just getting started. Aha. Have you ever felt your heart shatter completely? Yeah. I'm talking about those uncontrollable tears that sneak up when someone you thought never knew finally sees the real you. Can you imagine the moment your secret is out and your family stands there, watching like they finally understand? Oh, it's raw, it's brutal, it's beautiful, all at once. And this isn't just about crying. It's about rising from that storm, stronger than before, untouchable, unstoppable, legendary. Can you feel it? The weight of truth, pressing down, yet lifting you higher. And listen, this one's for you. Yeah, you. The ones who've held it together, smiled through pain, hid the storm inside, and still kept moving. This video, this story, is your tribute, your mirror, your roar for the soul that refuses to bend. So buckle up, stay till the end, and let's face this together. Tears are not weakness. They are explosions waiting to happen. You think you've hidden yourself well. Oh, you've tried. Every smile, every laugh, every carefully staged gesture, an illusion. A performance meant to convince the world, convince them, but mostly convince yourself. Yeah, you believed the walls you built around your heart were unbreakable. But walls have ears, walls have cracks. And now, one glance, one word, one fleeting moment of attention, and everything you've buried starts clawing its way out. You feel it first as a tremor behind your eyelids, a twitch, a whisper of instability. No. You think, not now, not in front of them. But it's too late. The body betrays the mind. A single droplet escapes, then another, cascading down like an avalanche you didn't anticipate. The hands that once held you together now tremble, shaking at a truth that can no longer be contained. You try to blink it away. You try to disappear into the air, into the shadow of yourself. But tears are relentless. They do not care for pride. They do not care for timing. They are the soul's revolt against the lies you fed it. Oh, wow. It's worse than you imagined. The eyes across from you, the eyes of the one who carries your blood, are wide. Not with anger, but something sharper. Curiosity? Fear? Understanding? Maybe all at once. They have seen the cracks. They have glimpsed the fractures you spent a lifetime hiding. And in that unblinking gaze you realize the truth does not need permission to exist. It does not need an audience to validate it. It simply is. And now it exists in front of them. You want to speak. You want to explain. But what words can describe the storm inside? What sentences can articulate the chaos, the shame, the liberation all at once? Oh, silence feels heavier than any confession. Silence holds a weight you never expected. It presses against your chest. It whispers, this is who you are, not what they imagined, not what you hoped they'd see, who you are. And yet, amidst the trembling, amidst the scorching exposure, there is a spark. The spark that says, tears are not just surrender. They are testimony. They are fire for the soul. They are proof that you exist in a way no pretense could ever allow. Do they understand? Maybe. Maybe not. But the revelation is done. The fortress is breached. The performance is over. And somewhere in that unbearable rawness, a shift begins. Truth doesn't ask permission. It crashes through doors you thought were locked. Yes, they know. Every secret, every shadow you carried alone, every mask painstakingly crafted, they see it now. And oh wow, it stings differently when the eyes staring back are familiar. Not strangers, not critics from afar, but someone who has traced the same bloodline, who has walked some of the same steps, yet never glimpsed the abyss you've harbored inside. You expected fury, rage, condemnation. Nah, nothing comes at first, only a pause, a quiet that hums louder than any accusation. You hear your own pulse, sharp and irregular, hammering against ribs that feel suddenly too small. Every heartbeat is a reminder that your armor was never as strong as you pretended. Yeah, the silence is suffocating. They do not understand fully, perhaps they never will, but their gaze carries weight, a truth you cannot run from, a witness to your chaos. And in that observation, the world shifts. You feel the old power of control dissolve, evaporate into the air around you. There is no undoing this. There is only the reckoning. And then, the tears evolve. They are no longer mere betrayals of composure. Each drop becomes a declaration, a spark, a small eruption of honesty that cannot be contained. You tremble, not from fear, but from recognition. Recognition that every hidden part of yourself, every suppressed thought, every buried struggle has finally spoken. And it is brutal. And it is liberating. Oh, the weight of knowing they see you, truly see you, is matched only by the strength rising from it. You realize, even amid trembling lips and quivering hands, that exposure does not annihilate. Exposure refines. It chisels away illusion, leaving something raw, something untouchable. And with each fleeting heartbeat, you feel the beginnings of a strange kind of liberation, the liberation that comes from no longer hiding. The question you never wanted to ask yourself surfaces now. Can you endure the gaze of someone who knows everything and still stand tall? Can you meet their eyes not with fear, not with pleading, but with the unshakable presence of a soul reclaiming itself? And as the silence lingers, as they inhale the truth you have unveiled, you sense the inevitability. Nothing will ever be the same. Not for them, not for you. The cracks have become openings. The fortress is breached. And from that breach, a fire begins to take shape. Quiet at first, but insistent, relentless, unstoppable. Courage is forged not in comfort, but in the unbearable heat of truth. The fire starts quietly. At first, a flicker behind your ribs, a whisper of motion in the chest, a tremor that dances just beneath the skin. Oh wow, it's subtle, but it grows, consuming the hesitation that once bound you. The very thing you feared, Exposure has become the forge, the furnace where every weakness, every secret, every hidden thought is being transformed into something sharper, something unyielding. Yeah, the tears still fall, unstoppable, but their meaning shifts. No longer are they signs of surrender. Each drop becomes a declaration, each shudder a pulse of defiance. You feel the paradox. The more you crumble, the stronger you become. The body rebels, the mind screams, but the soul, oh, the soul, it sharpens. It recognizes itself in this chaos. You cannot hide, you cannot deny, and you would not want to. Not now, not ever. Nah. Fear is no longer a chain. Fear is fuel. Each glance from the one who sees everything is a spark thrown into the tinder of your own awakening. Their understanding or confusion, or even quiet judgment, does not matter. What matters is the recognition that nothing external can dictate the fire that rises from within. Nothing can tether a soul that has tasted the liberation of raw honesty. You stand at the edge of something dangerous, something uncontainable. The walls of control you once clung to have fallen, leaving open space where strength can grow. And oh, wow, there is a beauty in this chaos, a precision in the disorder. Every trembling breath, every racing heartbeat, every uncontrollable tear feeds the momentum of transformation. You are becoming a force not because the world allows it, but because you refuse to be less than what you are. The storm inside is no longer shame or regret. It is discipline. It is clarity. It is the understanding that you cannot let the world, or even those you love, define the weight of your existence. You are accountable to yourself, and in that accountability, a fire rages that cannot be put out by gaze, by opinion, by doubt. Each drop of tear water is not a weakness. It is tempering, steel forged in heat. A soul hardened in the crucible of exposure. Oh, the inevitability of it strikes you. Nothing will ever be the same. Not the way they see you, not the way you see yourself. And the fire, now insistent, now roaring just beneath the surface, demands action. You can no longer hide behind hesitation. You can no longer crumble beneath perception. This is your moment of reckoning. Every mask you wore is now a memory. Every lie, a scar. The air is heavier now. Every breath feels deliberate, like the world is holding its own, waiting for the next move. Oh, the one who knows stands closer than before, eyes scanning the tremors, the unguarded shifts, the raw edges of a soul exposed. You can feel their weight, and yet, paradoxically, it is liberating. You are no longer hiding. You cannot hide. You will not hide. Yeah. The moment stretches. Silence hums, sharp, almost unbearable. You want to speak, but words are weapons and shields both. Every syllable could shatter the fragile balance. Every confession could ignite new chaos. And yet there is a clarity in the pause. The truth does not rush. It does not demand applause. It waits, patient, insistent, and undeniable. Your tears still fall, uncontrollable, but now they are armor, not weakness. Each drop marks a battle fought in shadows, a battle won in solitude. They witness it, yes, but they do not command it. Their presence is a test, a reflection of the world, a chance to see if what burns inside you will consume or elevate. Nah, You are beyond pleading, beyond fear, beyond the need for approval. The exposure is total, and in it lies a strange, intoxicating strength. Oh wow, the realization hits like a pulse. The trembling is not defeat. The rawness is not failure. This is power. Pure, unfiltered, uncontainable power, born from truth. From the abyss within that they have glimpsed, you step forward, not cautiously, not apologetically, but with an unspoken declaration. I am here. I cannot be hidden. I will not be diminished. Every inch closer, every questioning look, every silent observation, they are mirrors, but they do not shatter you. Instead, they refine you. The confrontation is not theirs to win. It is yours to endure, and endure you do. Trembling, yes. Shaking, yes, but unbroken. Your tears have taught you resilience. Your exposure has taught you authority. And in that clarity, you find something they cannot touch: sovereignty over yourself. The air hums with inevitability. Every heartbeat pounds in the chest like a drum, announcing the rise of something formidable. You recognize the truth now. They can witness, but they cannot command. They can question, but they cannot break. The confrontation is not the end, it is the proving ground. And what survives this proving ground is not fragile. It is untouchable. What is revealed cannot be hidden. What is hidden cannot be denied. The room is still. Every sound, every breath, every heartbeat feels magnified. Oh, the eyes that watched you unravel are no longer just witnesses. They are echoes of everything you endured, everything you hid, everything you survived. And yet, the weight you carried alone now feels strangely light, because the truth, relentless, unyielding, unstoppable, has been set free. Yeah, the tears continue, uncontrollable, but they no longer betray you. They testify. Each drop carries the memory of fear, the remnants of hesitation, the remnants of pretense, and yet they are the currency of power. You have endured what few could imagine. You have been seen in your entirety. And oh, wow, there is a strength in being truly known, not dependent on acceptance, not shackled by misunderstanding, simply alive, unbroken, untouchable. Nah, the person across from you can observe, can question, can even recoil, but they cannot undo what has been forged in this crucible. Exposure has become refinement. Vulnerability has become armor. The uncontrollable tears that once threatened to drown you now flow as proof of life, proof of resilience, proof that the soul cannot be silenced. A shift occurs, subtle at first, then undeniable. The tremble in your hands becomes steadiness. The racing of your heart becomes rhythm. The chaos inside becomes clarity. You realize, finally, that the one who has been watching, judging, understanding does not define your rise. You define it. Every step forward, every controlled breath, every lingering tear becomes a claim. This is my existence, my truth, my victory. Oh, the inevitability of it is intoxicating. You are no longer hiding behind shadows. You are no longer dependent on perception. Every tear, every tremor, every fragment of vulnerability has been transmuted into a force beyond their comprehension. And as you inhale fully, you feel the ascent beginning, rising from the torrent of exposure, stronger than before, untouchable by fear, untethered by expectation, untamed by judgment. The silence is profound. They see the transformation, they sense it, but they cannot hold it. They cannot own it. It is yours, fully, irrevocably, unbreakably. And in this space, you understand the final brutal truth. Survival was never enough. Endurance was only the beginning. Ascendance requires courage beyond concealment, beyond fear, beyond all else. And there it is, the truth, raw, unfiltered, unstoppable. Those tears, the exposure, the moment someone finally knows it wasn't the end, it was the beginning, the spark of something legendary. Oh wow, do you feel it? That power inside, the fire you've been hiding, it's yours now, untouchable, unbreakable, unstoppable. Remember, the gaze of others can never define you. Only you define yourself. Your strength, your rise, your legacy. Yeah. So now I want to hear from you. Your story, your fight, your own unstoppable tears. Share it in the comments, because we rise stronger together. And don't forget, hit that like, share, subscribe, and keep your soul sharp. Your mind is fierce, your fire is alive. This is a tribute to all of you. The warriors, the survivors, the ones who keep going, even when the world sees the cracks, and yet you shine through them. So hold your head high, embrace the storm, and remember, every tear, every tremor, every scar is the making of something legendary.